Hello, hello, and welcome. My name is Hannah. Thank you for being here on my YouTube channel. I read books, and I'm going to tell you about them. And what have I been reading? Books about murder. I like mystery books, crime podcasts, crime documentaries, Midsummer Murders, Father Brown, any of that stuff in a quaint little English village. You'll see that's going to come into play in a bit here. Basically, I'm going to read what's on the back of the book, give you that little, what do they call it? Somebody, I have to know. What is the back of the book? A blurb. The back cover blurb. So I'm going to read you the blurb, then I'm going to blurb about the book, my opinions. Just so you know, spoiler alert, I'm probably going to let something slip, okay? Sorry. Let's get started, shall we? Book number 1 on my journey of starting to read again and advancing my vocabulary to the high school level. I chose to read The Woman in Cabin 10 by Ruth Ware. Let's read the blurb. Lo Blacklock, I forgot they called her Lo, a journalist who writes for a travel magazine, has just been given the assignment of a lifetime. A week on a luxury cruise with only a handful of cabins. The sky is clear, the water's calm, and the veneered select guest jovial as the exclusive cruise ship, the Aurora, begins her voyage in the picturesque North Sea. At first, Lo's stay is nothing but pleasant. The cabins are plush, the dinner parties are sparkling, and the guests are elegant. But as the week wears on, frigid winds whip the deck, gray skies fall, and Lo witnesses what she can only describe as a dark and terrifying nightmare, a woman being thrown overboard. The problem? All passengers remain accounted for, and so the ship sails on as if nothing has happened, despite Lo's desperate attempts to convey that something or someone has gone terribly, terribly wrong. That was actually really fun. I'm going to do that more often. Okay, so as you read, lady is writing for a travel magazine. She's on a boat, a fancy one. Lo is in cabin number 9, so she heads on over to cabin number 10. And there's a lady there. She borrows her mascara. That's on the first day. After that encounter, she never sees her again, and cabin number 10 is empty. So, Lo suspects something is up, and she tries to find out, and whoever done it is giving her lots of very clear signs and notes saying, girl, you better sit back and not come after me. But she keeps going because she was recently house burgled, and she's sticking up for this lady. This was super great. Ruth Ware, now one of my favorite authors, so suspenseful. I could not put it down. I was like binging this book. The best part about it is it's a happy ending, which is great to me because I don't like movies, TV shows, books, any of that with an upsetting ending. Life, reality can be sad. I didn't come here to read this book or like sit down and watch this 3-hour-long movie to cry at the end. What? No. And also you better not kill any animals. Apparently there's a website called Does the Dog Die where you can look up a movie and it won't give you spoilers, but it will tell you if any dogs for sure die, but I imagine also any animals of any kind. So that's super cool. Really great book. So, I mean, man, you just don't see it coming. A little dark. Things said online. Let's talk about that. So once I was done with the book, I finally started Googling stuff online, seeing other people's opinions and theories or whatever. There's really no theories to be had. It's all very clear. Some dum-dums out there were like, oh, the ending's confusing and this part doesn't make sense. And to them, I say, you scored low in reading comprehension, okay? It's all there. I don't know why you're confused. Go read it again. You weren't paying attention. Also, the protagonist, that's what we call them, right? The main character. She is a complicated lady, but she's realistic. You know, she makes a lot of self-destructive decisions. And yes, it's very frustrating, but it's realistic, okay? Just saying, yes, characters have arcs. But a lot of people online were like, oh my God, I had to stop reading because she was so annoying. And did she annoy me at times? Yes. But honestly, it was always in ways of like, ugh, stick up for yourself. Or like, oh my God, you know you shouldn't be drinking. Stop drinking. Or like, go the to sleep. Anyways, I really enjoyed the book. It was a great time. And so suspenseful, like I said. Okay, so after that drama fest, I needed to step back and read something a little more lighthearted, okay, not as dark. So I picked up Murder at the Mill by Tilly Bagshaw. What drew me to this was, is kitschy the right word? You know, they got right to it with that title, okay? Murder at the Mill. Love it. It's in a little English village. There's a murder at the mill. There's this lady. She's not a detective, but she's got to find out what's up because, of course, the detective sucks. They always do. So let's read the blurb. It's true. See, okay, this says, a must-read for fans of Agatha Christie's Miss Marple and Midsummer Murders. What did I tell you? I love Midsummer Murders. This was right up my alley. Iris Gray arrives at Mill Cottage in a picture-perfect Hampshire village, looking to escape from her crumbling marriage. She is drawn to the neighboring Weatherby family and is commissioned to paint a portrait of Dominic Weatherby, a celebrated crime writer. At the Weatherby's Christmas Eve party, the mulled wine is in full flow, but so too are tensions and rivalries among the guests. On Christmas Day, the youngest member of the Weatherby family, Lorcan, finds a body in the water. A tragic accident or a deadly crime. With the snow falling, Iris enters a world of village gossip, romantic intrigue, buried secrets, and murder. So yeah, it's freaking great, okay? It's exactly what you want. It's a cozy murder. How did you make murder so cozy? I don't know. First of all, the book starts and it's describing the murderer's perspective, like during the body dumping. And so you're already like, holy crap. You know how someone was murdered. You know eventually they're going to be found. You don't know who got murdered. And so then they time travel you back into the past, like several weeks probably, or at least a couple. And finally you find out who is murdered, like maybe halfway through, something like that. So it's really cool already with that. You already have the suspense of like, who even is it that got done? All right. And then who done it? Like it said, Iris, her marriage is crumbling. And though this is a cozy book, it does have some very serious, realistic character plot points. At first, you're thinking, but I've got to root on her marriage because this is a cozy one. They're going to get back together. And then pretty quickly, you're like, oh, this guy. They better not get back together. You deserve better, Iris. You deserve better. And she gets better, okay? Well, I don't know. It did not end as expected, or I will admit as wanted, but there's a sequel, so Iris lives on. So after I read Murder at the Mill, I wanted to mix it up, okay? I'd been hearing about this Miss Marple lady, never knew her. So I got what I'm pretty sure was like the complete short stories of anything Agatha Christie wrote about Miss Marple. Okay, I remember that one. See, okay, 12 novels. Yeah, I don't think I read them all. So there's more. But this thing, I swear it said the complete short stories. Are there big stories? Maybe that's what it is. So I've read the short stories, and if there are big stories or long stories of Miss Marple, haven't read them, but I'd love to. Who is Miss Marple? I could probably find a better blurb, but I'm going to try my best to freestyle it right here. Miss Marple. A little old lady living in a tiny town or village in England. She's so wise. She's been around a long time. How old is this woman? We don't know. But what we do know is that she's been studying human nature in her little town for quite some time now. And if you bring her a mystery, she can figure out the truth very quickly, because human nature is human nature. That's what Miss Marple says. Okay, that wasn't super great. We're going to try to find something. The complete short stories. Yes, that is what I read. Here we have some of Miss Marple's best. She is from the village of St. Mary Mead and applies her skills of observation and deduction to a wide variety of mysteries. Several of the supporting characters appear in many of them, including her nephew Raymond West, Dolly, and who cares about that? Cool. So that's all we got. I think my description was actually better. Each chapter of any of these books is one mystery, so you can sit down, read a whole little bite-sized nom-nom of a mystery, and it's really fun. And you're just like, yes, old lady, don't let them judge you and act like you're a silly old woman. Because of course they do. People are prejudiced, okay? And they look at her and they're like, what would she know? Well, you'd be surprised. Like I said, it was fun, small mysteries, got through it quickly, enjoyable. Also educational. Lots of old English words. I didn't know what was going on. All right, let's move on to the next one. After I finished her little short stories, I moved on to a series by Laura Childs called The Tea Shop Mysteries. It looked cute. I thought it would be set in England because tea, but no, it's actually set in South Carolina. Theodosia owns a tea shop and they sell lots of yummy food there too. At the end of each book of the series, she even puts recipes for like tea and scones and stuff. So it's super adorable. Thing is, the book that I read was the earliest that my library had. It was Agony of the Leaves. So I just started there. Now let's read the blurb. Blurb, 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 blurb. So funny. My husband, for some reason, doesn't like any spoilers, and not even this blurb. He doesn't want the blurb of a movie. He doesn't want to watch the trailer. I don't know how he decides to watch things. Agony of the Leaves. The opening of the aquarium is a major Charleston event, and Theodosia has been hired to cater the private party to honor dignitaries and big buck donors. Things are going swimmingly, it's an aquarium, until Theodosia discovers a body entangled in a net, drowned in one of the aquarium's state-of-the-art tanks. To make matters worse, the victim is Theodosia's former boyfriend, Parker Scully. Like, holy crap, talk about traumatic. The EMTs think Parker's drowning was an accident, but when Theodosia notices what look like defense wounds on his hands, she realizes that someone wanted Parker dead. And they got what they wanted, didn't they? The police aren't keen on her theory, so if she wants Parker's killer brought to justice, Theodosia will have to jump into the deep end and start her own investigation. And she does. So yeah, Theodosia, super cute, owns a tea shop. I believe his name was Drayton, is this guy who like brews all the tea and serves it. He's like the tea specialist, okay? And then I forget her name, but it's a cute little girl. She, not like little girl, she's a grown woman, but she's young and she's a chef and she works there too. The only issue here was because I jumped into the middle of the series, I did not know Parker, didn't know any of these people, so I wasn't too interested, at least up until like probably the 1/3 point, and by then I knew enough about Parker that I cared more. That's my point. It was plenty entertaining. It's just I was kind of lost, like, who? What? Huh? Well, do we like Parker? He was an ex. Like, maybe this is a good thing. Fun. Lots of tea and a little bit of excitement and suspense. A surprise ending, but really good. And I want to keep reading this series. Interestingly enough, Laura Childs has 2 other mystery series. One about scrapbooking rather than tea, and another about eggs. It was cute. I like all of the talk about tea shop and food and all that. I like food a lot. Number 5. Wow, here we are. Ooh, yay. Okay, One by One. This one, I have the book over there still. Haven't returned it, so I'm going to grab it for the blurb. One by One by Ruth Ware. So, same lady that wrote The Woman in Cabin 10. And I loved that, as I said. Some of the stuff on the back people have been saying, diabolically clever. The definition of unputdownable, you damn right. Creepy, engrossing, and oh so hard to put down. The Agatha Christie of our generation. She really is like, ugh, these are so good. All these other books are fun, and you can read them before bed and not like go to sleep with anxiety. This will keep you up. It's so good. And seriously, like from the first page, so interesting. You just wanted to eat it up. Let's read the blurb, which I think I am going to look up actually. Getting snowed in. Come Monday morning, how many members short will the team be? That can't be the same. Here we go. Sorry, we are going to read from this one. Getting snowed in at a luxurious rustic ski chalet high in the French Alps doesn't sound like the worst problem in the world, especially when there's a breathtaking vista, a full-service chef and housekeeper, a cozy fire to keep you warm, and others to keep you company. Unless that company happens to be 8 co-workers, each with something to gain, something to lose, and something to hide. This one is way better. When the co-founder of Snoop, a trendy London-based tech startup, organizes a week-long trip for the team in the French Alps, it starts out as a corporate retreat like any other. PowerPoint presentations and strategy sessions broken up by mandatory bonding on the slopes. But as soon as one shareholder upends the agenda by pushing a lucrative but contentious buyout offer, tensions simmer and loyalties are tested. The storm brewing inside the chalet is no match for the one brewing outside, however, and a devastating avalanche leaves the group cut off from all access to the outside world. Even worse, one snooper hadn't made it back from the slopes when the avalanche hit. As each hour passes without any sign of rescue, panic mounts. The chalet grows colder and the group dwindles further. One by one. It's so good. I just want to reread it. So, Woman in Cabin 10 was set on a boat in the summer, right? So probably on your beach vacation, you're going to want to pick that up and read it. This one is amazing for this time of year, the snow, the ski, especially if you have skied or snowboarded or just been to a ski resort and understand the lingo and all that crap. Really entertaining. Some of the main plot points take part on the snow, and so it's just going to be helpful to be able to imagine it, but Ruth Ware is amazing, descriptive. I'm sure you're not going to have a problem if you have not skied. Ugh, guys, it's so good. So it goes back and forth between two people's perspectives. Erin, the housekeeper, and what was her name? Liz. Liz is someone that used to work for Snoop, which is like a Spotify for stalkers, kind of. Very suspenseful. I mean, honestly, switching your guess on who did what and who's actually even dead or gone or whatever. Yeah, if there's one book I would recommend from this list, it's this one. Please go read it. It's so freaking good. Okay, and finally, the last book, the one that I'm currently reading and about halfway through, is Bad Housekeeping by Maya Chance. This one is very lighthearted, funny. I'll find the blurb and then I'll give my own opinion. Blurb. When 28-year-old Agnes Blythe, the contented bifocals wearing half of an academic power couple, is jilted by her professor boyfriend, fiancé actually, this freaking asshole, for the town Pilates instructor, her future is suddenly less than certain. Also, he got the car. He freaking did not take care of her stuff. He sucks. His name is Roger. He's balding. He's not cute. So when her glamorous, eccentric great Aunt Effie arrives in town and offers a job helping to salvage the condemned Stagecoach Inn, what does Agnes have to lose? But work at the inn has barely begun when the unlikely duo find the body of a manipulative Kathleen Todd. She's a real bitch. With whom Agnes and Effie both have recently had words. Words strong enough to land them at the top of the suspect list. So again, it is very goofy because you're like, why would these people, what cops would actually think they did this? But I mean, Agnes did literally say she would want to wring her neck and her neck got wrung, but whatever. The pair have clearly been framed, but no one else seems interested in finding the real murderer, and Agnes and Effie's sleuthing expertise is not exactly slick. Nevertheless, they're soon investigating a suspect list with laundry dirtier than a middle school soccer team's and navigating threats, car chases, shotgun blasts, and awkward strolls down memory lane. Danger mounts, deadlines loom, ancient knob and tube wiring is explored. What? And the ladies learn a thing or two about the awful, wonderful mistake that is going back home. So it's very cute. I don't think anyone you care about is going to get hurt. It could take a very dark turn out of nowhere. I don't think that's going to happen. Again, this one's the funniest of these. I have lulled. Lulled. Great Aunt Effie is like basically a former supermodel. Agnes, as they said, bifocals wearing, smart lady, not all into looks and such. And so they can clash in that way. But I think Great Aunt Effie is going to show her like, hey, girl, have the confidence. You are beautiful. And that cute guy's hitting on you. So you should go after him. So, yeah, ultra lighthearted. Very good to take a little breather after the stress that was One by One. Guys, that's all I have for you. This was very fun. Sorry I spoiled everything. Thanks so much for watching. And come on back when I got another video, or just watch it again. Why not? Comment about other books I should be reading, or your opinion on these books if you've read them. And give me a thumbs up. Bye. Happy New Year 2022, baby. Hey, baby. No, it's okay. You can come in. I'm doing much better. And giving spoilers, and that's okay. Yeah. Are you okay? You're looking at me like a freak. I mean, I'm not going to use this, but I love you. Go away. Nobody wants your cookies. Opinion. It's a matter of opinion. What is that the punchline to? That's just a matter of opinion. It's like, what's the difference between this kind of tree and that? Anyway.